Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the pod, or welcome to the pod. I don't get a lot of traction on these, but I like to talk, so it's good anyways. Yeah. Sorry, I just took a wee little break. Hope everybody can still hear me. Actually, I'm just gonna move. Oh, that was probably just like fucking awful for you guys. I am literally laying in bed as fuck, and I have decided to record this because you have to create more than you consume, and damn was I consuming today. Oh my god, bitch. I was back on x.com, formerly Twitter. I was literally like just looking around, seeing like all the old accounts. A lot of the old accounts are like defunct and like no longer in use, right? Because it's like that is a hellish place, but it was nice to go on there and be parasocial again. Love it. So yeah, today I literally I'm gonna tell you guys about my fucking awful like turn of events that has been happening to me. I think that something is going on in like the cycles. I think the moon's trying to get me. Maybe I'm trying to get myself. Like, maybe it's just like a pattern, and it's like what's it called? Self-reinforcing. Oh my god, I literally have been sleeping so shit. Like, I'm talking like less than 8 hours. I'm talking like I'm so tired right now. It's like 7 o'clock. And if I were to go to sleep, because I did take a fucking nap yesterday at like 5 o'clock until 7, shit was not good for the ment. Shit was not good for the fucking sleeping pattern. So I'm fighting for my life to stay awake right now. Went to my classes today, all of them, all 2. Big things coming. Tomorrow I have my my art history class. Oh, but anyways, sorry. So yeah, sleeping like shit, feeling like shit all the time. I was on the bus and I was reading this book, this George Grant book that I took from back home because I just realized that I had it, and I heard a CBC podcast on George Grant over the reading or the break, and I was literally like, oh my gosh, that sounds so interesting. And then come to find out I have one of his books. Yup, boss up, figure it out. I was reading it on the way to school today on the bus, and then put that book in my damn big ass motherfucking bag, but not in a zipper pocket. Oh my god, it might be over for me. So I'm, it's been like a fair amount of time because I went early today to go work in the library. Did I work in the library? No. But I was there. I was posted up. I read about half of a New York Review of Books article about the not apostle, no, he was a John, what was his name? John the E something or other, I don't even know. But like, yeah, so anyways, went through that, responded to an email or 2, figured some shit out, admin work, and then bullshitted the rest of it. Went and I did some yoga in the All Faiths room, shout out. But yeah, then I go to both of my classes. Hard experience to be in both of those classes. Then I'm back, as I'm walking away from school, I'm getting my mitts out of my bag, right? There's hella people around. I'm just trying to get my mitts out my bag. My bag is huge, okay? So, my mittens, crucially, in the same pocket as this book. And I'm sure you can see where it's making me, like, sick to my stomach. I go and I try and I look for my book, because not for, like at the bus stop, about 10 minutes away from school. I I can't find it. I'm like, well, it's probably just in a different pocket because my bag has this tendency to just hide things that I'm looking for at any given point in time. Get on the bus. It's actually an airport bus. There's not a lot of space. I don't have any time or any space to go rummaging through my bag to try and find this book. Finally, a lot of people get off. I'm sitting down. I'm waiting for my stop. I go through my bag. It's not there. I'm genuinely so upset. Like, I'm upset to the point where I'm, like, I was considering, like, using one of my state mandated biannual cries on this event. So soon into the new year. Shit's fucked. And my whole thing is like, if it fell out, maybe, well, I was at school, right? Like in the classroom that I was in. That's one thing. If it falls out and I'm just walking while I'm walking and nobody fucking says anything, oh, society's in decline. Oh, actually, I'm gonna nuke the school. Actually, let me not put that on record. I don't have access to any nukes. All I'm saying is that wouldn't you say something to somebody if they drop something? Right. Yes. Yes, we would. So, inshallah, I find my book tomorrow. If I don't find it tomorrow, I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be very upset, actually. I'm going to probably, tear up a little bit. That was a really good book. I was halfway into Canada and Imperialism, which is an essay that George Grant wrote. I don't know what for, but yeah. And it was talking about the unique space that Canada was in, because he was an older philosopher. During the Vietnam War, right? So his whole thing was like, technology has this homogenizing effect, right? That's why Canada has CanCon, because we want to empower, like, we would be overtaken by American influence if we did not have CanCon, basically, because America is like a bajillion times bigger than us. I actually don't know exactly how much bigger it is than us, but it's a lot bigger, right? Even British music or British content, right? They're bigger than us and they have more of a cultural hegemony, right? But yeah, so I'm really, really, really scared, and I'm really hopeful that I can find this book again. If I can't find it again, it's over for me. I'm going to be so upset. Because it's also like, I love owning a book. Like, I don't buy any of my old or like any of my required books. I get them all out of the library because I'm El Cheapo as fuck. And also it's like, I have 2 suitcases basically to move when all's said and done here, and I've bossed up and gotten my degree. And you're trying to tell me what? Like, that I should take, like, all of the books that I might have to buy for my degree? Bro. Get fucking real. Get fucking real. Yeah. I'm, like, I actually was, like almost tearing up on the bus. I was like, fuck. I lost this book. The book was Technology and Empire by George Grant. I don't know if I said the actual title, but yeah, Technology and Empire. George Grant, Canadian philosopher, who thought that Canada itself was like a uniquely situated kind of, society, in the way that we were halfway between Britain and America. And he was vehemently against the Vietnam War. Yep. Many such cases. Actually, I don't think Canada agrees with, like, a lot of American imperialist situations. Like, right now, the Venezuela thing is so fucking retarded. Like, our government, fuck Carney. Actually, fuck Carney. He's literally ruling Canada as, like, a dictator, basically. Like, he doesn't listen to anybody else in his cabinet. It's just a one-man show. He's kicking out people who, like, were very, very important during the Trudeau era. But anyways, Iraq War, we did not sign on for that. Although I did know, I think we did peacekeeping. Because I knew a guy in elementary whose dad was in Iraq. And I'm born and raised Canadian. So we must have done some peacekeeping in the area. Or we, like, I don't actually know. I know, like, when it first broke out, we did not sign up to go with the Americans out there. The Australians did, though. The Australians, you should, like, some of the stuff that the Australians were doing was insane. Okay? Everybody always has this thing about how, like, oh, you know, Canadians were the reason why war crimes were, like, so pertinent. Like, everybody knows the whole thing about they would throw food over or tin cans over, right, like, to the Germans when the Germans were in a stalemate and they couldn't get out and the Germans were gonna expire because the Canadians had them surrounded. So they would do all that. And then the third one, or one of the ones they would throw, would be a grenade and they'd just kill the Germans. That's, like, one of the ones. A lot of people, it's really weird. They have, like, this fantastical view of the Canadian Army where they're like, yeah, and, like, let's show them why they're considered war crimes. Because, like, Canadians were particularly ruthless in the Second World War. And, like, even if you go to Holland as a Canadian, or Netherlands, Holland's a province, and, like, they still fuck with you. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, I was reading just a short snippet of a history paper that was about how, like, when the forces came through to liberate Paris and France generally, there was a lot of sexual assault that went on because French women were considered kind of slutty, basically, or, like, they would be down to do that. They were down to, or, like, more sexually promiscuous. And so a lot of French women ended up getting raped following their liberation because of the things that the commanders of the various armed forces were telling their army men. Yeah, just a side thing. But yeah, George Grant, actually, in that piece that I was writing, more on George Grant, actually. He, I used to go to a different school. I transferred out of my old school in Halifax, and he actually used to be a teacher for the program that I was in, or a professor for the program that I was in. Like, obviously, he's been dead for a while, but he used to be, like, a part of that industry over there. So, yeah, I was literally like, oh my god, no way. Like, that's so crazy. And even as a Canadian, you don't hear anything about George Grant. Like, I'm very thankful that the CBC decided to do an episode on him, because otherwise I wouldn't know. Because you can't get any Canadian-specific philosophy, right? It's very hard to come across. A lot of it just kind of treats Canadians as Americans and stuff like that, especially in recent years, post-Cold War, during the Cold War, really. And then prior to that, Canada was just not considered, like it was British, right? So, yeah, I don't know. We only got our flag, actually, like the maple leaf, in 67, I want to say. Maybe 61? I can't quite remember. It's sometime in the 60s. Like, it was very, very recent that we got that. And we still have a governor general, which is gay. Let me spell it out. Gay. I don't know why we cling to, like, this, figurehead. Why we allow this figurehead to dictate some of our shit when Britain is going down under. Yeah. Shit place to live. I wouldn't want to live there. Because the only place you can really live and, like, have, like, a career, because it's so fucking centralized, is London. And London is expensive as hell. Everything there, my friend was saying, is 3 times more expensive, or maybe 2 times more expensive. Let me not, like, hyperbolize too much than it is here, right? I don't know how you girlies are doing it out there. I think that a lot of the Londoners, benefit greatly from class, or carrying over of class, right? Class was always a big thing in Britain, famously. In America, racism, right? Canada, racism. It's just class was much more distinguished, or like picked out through in society, right? All that to say, whatever, girl, what the fuck ever. But yeah, like, I would never live in London. Fuck y'all. I actually, famously, London's on my out list. Yeah, clock it. Same thing with New York. You bitches, fuck off. Oh, let me get into another thing. I was in the school washroom today, minding my damn business. Tell me why I see a free Luigi Mangione on as, like, one of the, just like a little, like, graffiti. We're in Canada. What the fuck does that have to do with us? I don't know anything about that man, except that he has, like, people thirsting after him. And that one Red Scare app where they said that he had a back issue and that's why he was so then he couldn't fuck. And so that's why he went and killed that guy. That's all I know about the man. Okay? And if you're in another country other than America, that's all you should know about him too. If anything, I think that we should focus on what's close to home. Because I do not gaff. Well, obviously I have empathy for, like, I'm not, like, fucking, like, immoral, right? I have a lot of empathy for the people in America. However, there are disastrous things happening in my country as well. There are disastrous things that the Americans are permitting their government to do. Okay? You bitches have guns. Let me say that again. You bitches have guns. And you guys are all, like, lackadaisical about the fact that you have, like, these people murdering fellow citizens in the streets. Y'all sound like you're in Iran, bitch. Which we will circle back to, because I have a dilemma that I would like to share on mic. Okay? You guys are too pussy to do anything because you have never had to do anything in your lives. You have never had to work a day in your life. Okay? You have not had to work in a serious way. Now, is this pot calling the kettle black? Yep. I've had to work for sure. I have not had to work like people in third world countries, of which your government bombs the shit out of which your government invades. And you guys just tacitly support it. Because I think that if you are not resisting with arms, you bitches have no right to complain. Start shooting people. I don't fucking care. Oh, shoot these men that are like killing people. Shoot the fucking pedophiles in the Epstein files, okay? Shoot a fucking billionaire. But no. Actually, until you guys start going hungry, you guys will not have the gall, the bravery, the stupidity maybe, to try and actually do something about your situation. Everybody's theorizing that, the America will fall in 5 years. You guys won't run out of food in 5 years. You guys are fat. Okay? I've always said the world's going to end in 2027. It approaches, right? 1 more year, bitch. However, the American person will not have to endure hardship for a while, okay? The American government will do all that it can to protect its interests and to make it so that you guys are, what's the word that Marx uses? You guys are nullified, basically. Like, you guys just go to work and you buy all your things, because the consumerism in your country is disgusting, okay? South Korea, it's also disgusting. Like, those fucking blind boxes. What the fuck? It's like the Funko Pops. Oh my god. Okay? As long as you guys can consume, both food and product, you guys will not ever be motivated enough to change your government. And that's what I find so disingenuous. Everybody's like, oh, we could do a revolution. Bitch, you are buying a fucking blind box. Oh my god. The revolution will not be online. You bitches aren't even committed to getting a flip phone. You guys couldn't survive without your TikTok. Fuck you. Yeah, no, seriously, fuck you. Like, I genuinely don't care. Anyways. Whatever. And, like George Grant says, homogenizing effect of technology. Okay? Stop bringing your bullshit into my country. I don't give a fuck about Luigi Mangione. I don't. Okay? Loki, I didn't give a fuck, too much of a fuck, about the LA fires, okay? I feel very sorry, and I feel horrible for the people who lost their houses, for the, specifically, like, the black and brown neighborhoods there, where it was started by a fucking Nazi or whatever. Okay? I feel very bad for those people. In northern Alberta and in northern BC, a lot of BC, in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, these forest fires are so devastating that people have been evacuated so much and so often that like whole halves of towns have burned down. Okay? Half of Jasper burnt down. I'm sorry that I'm focusing on me and mine, okay? I'm sorry that I'm focusing on the fact that my people also are getting fucked over by these insane climate fires, okay? Not that yours was even a climate fire. It was because one of your guys got radicalized. Put down the damn phone. Put down the damn phone. Give me a break. Oh. Sorry. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling maligned. And I'm feeling quite bitchy. Okay? Shifting. I'm shifting my focus. I'm going to shift to the dreams that I've been having recently. Okay? This concludes the Fuck America segment. Okay? I'm moving on. I've been having crazy dreams. Not even crazy dreams. That sounds like I'm being like schizophrenic. No. I've been having recurring like postmodernist dreams where I get on the damn bus in some, like big bus station, right? So there's like a whole bunch of buses. But there's only ever one bus that pulls in. And I don't even think the number of the bus, I just don't even look at it. I get on it, and it starts going. Suddenly, the number illuminates itself to me, or shows itself to me. This isn't my bus. It takes me back to where I was. Okay? It takes me all the way back to maybe where I had started heading over to the bus shelter. Bus station. And it just keeps going. Then finally I get off. And then I have to get onto a bus to get me back to the bus station, the big bus station. And it's just a never-ending cycle. Yeah, right. I wonder what that means. The number is a 364 or a 365. I think it's 365. Wait. 365. Okay, right. And perhaps every year is the same. Every single day will be the same for me. Fascinating stuff. But yeah, that's been the dreams that I've been having when I managed to go to sleep. Which, as I was talking about earlier, has been few and far between. Okay? It has not been easy for me. I've been back in this province for a full fucking week. What the fuck? Why is my sleep schedule still so fucked up? And I have to go for a conference this weekend, and I think, if I remember correctly, it's literally, like, it's a 1 hour time difference, okay? Which means my fucking sleep schedule is gonna be fucked up again. I'm just gonna kill myself. And honestly, I didn't think, I think that I haven't done any work on my thesis either. Like, oh my god, actually, I need to get, I need Adderall. I need a fucking Adderall. I'm actually gonna ask my friend if he has. Oh, that's where my roommate and my friend are. They were watching Marty Supreme. I was invited. I said, no. I will not be watching the ping pong movie. No thanks. Fuck Timothy Chalamet. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, so that's been my dreams. It's just been that same dream or a version of it for the past like probably 3 nights. But it's always so funny because every single time I get off the bus to get onto the next bus that will take me right back to that bus station, I always get off in this beautiful park. It's green, it's lush, it's like almost tropical, really. And it was snowing all fucking day today, which is why I had to get my mitts out of my bag and drop my George Grant book. Yeah, And it's always so sunny, too. It's just gorge. Well, actually, no, it's not always so sunny. Sometimes it's misty. Wonder what that means. And I will not be consulting the dream journal. Oh, my God. Do you guys remember that episode of Lucky Star where they're talking about dreams? Oh, I love Lucky Star. It's a adorable anime. It's a very old one. Very old, bitch. It's like I think mid-2000s. Okay? So cute. Yeah. That's about all I can say on that. Also, clock into this. So, famously have been reading Infinite Jest. I have probably about 250 pages until the end, but then add all the footnotes, probably more like 400, right? I was watching Monty Python before I went home for break and started reading or picking back up Infinite Jest. And in the first episode of the sketch series, they have this sketch called The Joke. Okay? And so I was watching this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny because I love how they die. The first episode is Whistler Canada. I don't fucking remember. Anyways. You can find it on the Internet Archive for free. Okay? Clock into it. I remember watching The Joke before I even got home and started reading it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so funny. And then I go home and I start reading Infinite Jest again. And I'm like, wait a second. This is literally like the same concept. I had a brief Wikipedia stint where I looked at the page for The Joke by Monty Python. And lo and behold, Infinite Jest, yeah. Incandenza's killer film is called The Joke because the Monty Python sketch, The Joke kills the Germans, mind you. It was just so funny that like literally happened at the same time and I wasn't even like planning on it. And also, don't fucking come at me being like, oh, you should have known this about Infinite Jest like before you like bitch, fuck off. I went into it, Infinite Jest, not knowing really a lick about the plot, about what's going on in it, anything of the sort. Okay? All I had seen were the memes of like men who like it, right? I went in and I was like, wow, like I'm just gonna go into this blind basically. All I know is the meta narrative around it, or like the narrative around it. And so I'm reading this, and I think that's actually the best way that you can read Infinite Jest, is just like no knowledge, just go in, right? And it's actually like, it is like a really life-changing book. Like I'm really like addicted to it. I love all the characters. Although steeply, like, once again, maybe this is not the conclusion of my anti-American sentiments. Don't love steeply, mostly because pro-Onan people. I'm on the side of the Kebs. This book. Yeah. I mean, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm on the side of the Kevs, also in just, like, regular, everyday life, not in the alternate universe. But not completely, because obviously I'm actually, as is mentioned in Infinite Jest, the Albertan rightists. Right, yeah. They were low-key talking about me, except I'm not on the rightist coalition. Actually, George Grant, let me bring it back to him again. Been thinking about him. Was thinking about that CBC thing. He has this, he's a conservative. But he's like more of a Canadian conservative. So, he is actually a supporter of, and like Canada has this long history with this concept of rightist protectionism, basically, where you, on the right, as conservative, you control trade. Like, you still interfere in the free market, right? You set parameters on what can be exported, what can be imported. So, for example, milk here. Of course, we don't let the Americans really import much milk. I think eggs is also one thing. Most people are buying Alberta beef. Like, I don't think we let a lot of that in. What else do we not let in? It's a lot of food stuff. Yeah. Anyways, whatever. So, yeah. Actually, like, the right, in Canada has a history of, interfering in the trade, in the market, which I think I am in full support of. Yeah. I don't know, I think we should tariff the fuck up. We did drop all the tariffs, famously. Let's bring those back, babe. But of course, Carney doesn't care. We're doing austerity budgeting again. I'm not actually normally this pessimistic. I think I'm just, like, really pissed that I lost that book. Like, I'm that, and then also I haven't been sleeping. Normally I'm a lot more upbeat and, like, hopeful. Yeah. I think I have to read some more Camus, because low-key absurdism might be the path forward for me. Like, I can't be, I don't know, doing anything else, I don't think. I think that absurdism is probably healthy. Anyways, what was the next thing that was on my docket? Oh, Iran. Oh. So, I have to tell you guys this because people in my real life do not know this fact about this guy that I saw for 2 dates in November, and then he asked me to be his girlfriend after his dick didn't work. And I was just kind of like, no, thank you. So, basically, I know this guy's, so he is also in the Red Scare pod. He's posted on the, Red Scare pod and such, okay, like the Reddit. He's also posted on TrueAnon, as I recently saw. Okay, he actually unprivated his blog history, which is really boss as fuck for me, because I was worried he was going to talk about me, because I'm narcissistic and schizophrenic, okay? So, he posts on his, because he's Iranian, he posts on the Red Scare Reddit, and he says, listen guys, like, one of my mutuals just died in Iran, and I'm literally like, oh fuck. That's awful. I feel really, really bad for him. Like, literally so many condolences. Like, it's really fucking bad. Everybody on the Red Scare Reddit is very nice to him. They're all like, so sorry. Like, literally, this is awful. Hope that you're doing okay. XYZ. I'm saying this from my position. I'm not going to reach out to him. I was thinking about it. I won't be, though. Anyway. Go check the TrueAnon. Or no, I actually go into his post history. Because I'm so, like, once a man shows me any level of, like, anything, I'm literally hooked for, like, life. Like, I'm literally, like, stalking your ass regularly, okay? And I know that's really bad, and I know I should just move on, but I still think about these guys that I met at a festival, okay, all the time, okay? I'm literally fucked in the head, okay? Let me put it like that. I'm fucked in the head. So, go through this man's post history. He posts also in the TrueAnon Reddit. He posts there, and he says the exact same thing, and he's like, hey, listen, guys, I just want to have a civil discussion. Because, for context, the TrueAnon subreddit, they're very much like, the Iranian uprising is CIA-backed, which might be true. Okay, I'm not here to, like, speculate. It's probably Mossad-backed, if I'm being honest. A lot of Iranians loved when they bombed, when Israel bombed Iran, because they were like, yes, this is fucking awesome. That guy was on that side, more or less. And, oh man, low-key, he was so fucking stupid. And, he was so, like, oh my god, we were, like, totally, like, I don't know, he came from, like, a different fucking world to me. Like, I'm very much, like, a no AI, please no technology, more so socialist, if that has any connotation anymore, than capitalist. Like, I really don't believe that capitalism helps anybody. Low-key in favor of the Chinese century, even though it's, like, probably not a good thing, because they act without any ethical basis, basically, right? He was from the other side. He was, like, pro-AI. Actually, he said to me, oh yeah, like, I think it's so much funnier that I post all these memes about Infinite Jest, and I haven't read it. I think that's so much funnier. I was literally like, you just can't sit your ass down and read. Clock it. Okay, that. And then he was also, like, super capitalist. He was, like, not a big fan of the Chinese century. He was like, yeah, I hope America maintains its hegemony. I don't know if I'm using hegemony right now, but I'm too tired to care. Okay? Right. No. All that. So then, yeah, he posts in the TrueAnon subreddit, and he's like, hey, listen, guys, I did just lose a mutual on Instagram because of this, and it's just, like, it's really crazy, and I would like to have a civil discussion with you guys. And everybody's there calling him a Mossad agent, calling him a member of the CIA. And now that shit is crazy. So actually, no, that shit is crazy. Maybe it's just because I know that he is a real person and that he does have these sort of, like, ties to Iran and stuff. But, like, I feel really, like, I don't know. I think the internet is really fucking bad. And, like, seeing that happen to somebody that you actually know personally, really fucking upsetting. I feel really bad for him. I feel really bad for his friend who was killed, and for the family, and for all the Iranians who are actively dying, going to die, XYZ. Okay? Have died, also. It's just, like, it's so, like, surreal to, like, see that happen to somebody, like, happen to somebody that you know in real life and have interacted with, like, a fundamental way. Like, you know, he asked me to be his girlfriend. And just see that, okay, oh my God, I actually sound so narcissistic. I'm literally making his friend's death all about me. Oh my fucking God, I'm so sorry, guys. This is just like, this is coming off rip. I'm really sorry. This is like, I cannot stress to you how much pain I feel, like not even pain, like just like, I don't want to make this about myself, but I am going to make it about myself because it is like in the context of which I live. I know this man, and it's just like surreal to see somebody that I know get ripped to shreds online, basically, and be called like a Mossad agent and all this stuff, or a CIA agent, when he is a real person and has real ties to whatever's happening. And I don't think that, I think it's like very black and white to say like, oh yeah, like this person who's voicing this idea that like, you know, somebody has been killed in Iran protesting or whatever. Like, you know, it's just, it's like, what's the word for it? It's just like, it's really surreal to see and to know that that's something that he also has to navigate whilst dealing with this immeasurable loss, you know? And to see like your country go through that, like shit's crazy. Anyways, I feel really bad for him, and I don't know, like, I was like thinking about reaching out and being like, hey, how are you? Because like actually, like, he was dumb as rocks, but sometimes he could carry a conversation. Ugh. But then also he asked me, oh man, this might be TMI. I'm actually not gonna say that. And he was cool. He was in like he was really involved in the cultural spaces in my city. But yeah, like, I don't know how to navigate like that thing, because I want to reach out and be like this, but then also it would be crazy for me to say that, right? Because I can't be like, oh yeah, I stalked your Reddit. It's because why am I on Reddit? I am a pretty girl. Girls, you should not be on Reddit. Right. Girls should be on Tumblr. That's actually where you'll find me the most these days. I posted like 4 fucking text posts today because I'm literally like, I feel like I'm having withdrawals from posting. And I really loved posting on my IG story. So I'm hoping that Tumblr like replaces a little bit of that. But yeah. Yeah, just like much to think about these days. Much to fucking think about. And yeah, I'm sorry that I sound like brain dead. Like I sound like I'm on benzos this fucking episode. I'm so sorry. Ugh, man. Then I was talking to, who was I talking to? Fuck, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I went out with my friend on Saturday, and she's dumb as rocks too. I'm sorry, this is not a value judgment at all, but like some people just are not smart, and you can love them anyways, in spite of, not even in spite of, like, just like anyways. But yeah, she didn't even know what benzos were. Sorry, that's why I'm thinking about it, because I told her that this guy we knew was or maybe still is addicted to benzos. She was like, what are benzos? I'm like, oh, okay, right, girl. Right. Crazy downers. I'm like really not a downers girl. I love uppers. I love Molly. I'm taking shrooms sometime. I don't know when. In some form at some point. And yeah, hopefully that feels good. I've never done shrooms. I've done coke, I've done Molly. All this before I've even had sex. Yeah, clock it. Clock it. Right. I feel so Ivy woke sometimes. But, like, now she has, like, a amazing career, and, like, she's literally my favorite girl ever. But, like, sometimes I read her piece on Substack called The End of the World, I think it is. Yeah, it's about her, like, trying to lose her virginity in university, and I read it, and I'm literally like, fuck, bro, like, I don't know. Anytime I, like, literally feel a little bit too bad about myself, I read this and I'm like, I've never gone through an original experience in my entire life. Mashallah. Ugh, yeah. All of this stuff is just, like, whatever. Nothing is real, guys. Everybody has issues, intimacy issues, food eating issues, mental issues. It's just, like, characteristic of our time, and I think that's something that we need to remember, and I specifically need to remember, because everybody is like you, girl. Everybody is like you. Anyways, I think I might finish up here. It's been a while. I need to write. I really should write in my journal. Although this is kind of like a journal. So maybe I won't have to. But I have to write in German in a journal. Because I can't drop the class. So I have to boss up and figure out how to write. Because every single time I've written an essay in German, it's been so repugnant and so bad that I've almost, like, I got, like, the highest grade I got was, like, a 68. Yeah, I feel like I've talked about that in previous situations. But yeah. Anyways, stay blessed. Don't get pressed, girls. And stay hard to kill. Okay? God bless, bitches. TTYL.